Hey guys, so welcome back to this Python for Beginners tutorial, and this video is going to be a short one because we are only going to learn about input. And before we talk about that, I just wanted to cover the print function because we used it in the previous tutorials and I haven't really explained it. So basically what the print function does is that inside of these parentheses here, it takes in what's called the argument, and the argument is basically the value that you actually want to print out to the console. So that argument can be either a string, for example, hello. You can see that we printed out hello. It can be an integer, like that, or it can either be a boolean or any other data type that you want to print out to the console. So that's basically how the print function works, and it's pretty simple, right? Okay, so input in Python is just asking the user to enter something in the console. So in Python, it is really simple. We just have to use the input function. So for example here, I can write input, and then inside here, I'm just going to write a question in a string. For example, what is your name? And when I run this, you see there's a part that I can enter my name. So I can type Kevin, and there we go. So I inputted my name into the console. And if I wanted to store what the user typed in here, I can assign this to a variable. So I can call this name equals to input what is your name. After that, I can print out the value of the name to see what it is. So I can print name. What is your name? If I type Kevin, see, it prints out Kevin. And we can show another example. If we write Bob, then we get Bob. Alright, so that's working fine. And let's say you wanted to ask a different question. For example, enter a number. And let's say I wanted to add 2 to this number from what we learned about operations yesterday. So we're going to print number plus 2. And let's see what happens if we run this. So enter number, let's say 3. And look, we get an error because when we input something, it takes that as a string. So when we typed in 3 there, instead of taking the integer 3, it actually took a string of 3. And from the previous tutorial, we can't add strings to integers because they are different data types. So we're going to have to somehow convert the string into an integer. And that is actually pretty simple. So to convert this string to an integer, we just have to type int and this will turn this variable into an integer. So now when we run it, say 3, and yeah, so it prints out 5. Now another way we can do this is that we can actually put the int here in front of this input. So we're going to turn this input, which is a string, into an integer. So when we run that out, let's say 5, and 5 plus 2 equals to 7. So that's working great. And let's say in front of this, I wanted to print out number plus 2 equals the sum. So we can say number plus 2 equals the number. And we're just gonna put this into strings. And just like how we converted this string to an integer, we can use the keyword str to convert this number to a string. So we can print this out, and we can concatenate this string with the plus 2. Alright, so we got that, and Same for this part. I'm gonna have to turn this all into a string. Gonna add the string. Alright, so now when we input, for example, 3, it says 3 plus 2 equals to 5. And that is what we wanted. Okay, great. So using what we learned, we can try to make a calculator. So first, we're going to ask the user for the first number of the calculator. And by the way, we're just going to use addition for this calculator. So number 1 equals to input, enter a number. Oh, I forgot to put that in strings. And I'm going to copy that and then ask for the second number. So enter another number. And just like before, we're going to turn this all into integers. Okay, and now we're just going to print out the sum. And the sum is going to be equal to number 1 plus number 2. So if we run this out, let's see if it works. So enter number 1, 3, another number 5, and see, yeah, we get 8. And if we wanted to make this better, we can say str of number 1. So we're converting the integer number 1 to a string, and then plus str of number 2 equals, and I'm going to have to put that into strings as well, equals to plus the str of sum. So if we do that, 3, 5, oh, oops. Okay, so we're going to have to add a addition sign. Sorry, I forgot that. And it's best if we use some spaces here. Alright, sorry. Concatenate these two strings. Alright, so when we enter 3, 5, see, we get 3 plus 5 equals to 8. So now we made a basic calculator. Awesome. And as we go on, we can try to make this calculator more useful and complex. Alright, so that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.